Yo, 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 once again, it's Sorry Not Sorry. I'm your host, JOJO FASHO. You already know. And I'm live with my boy, my day
Yeah.
one, Dom Clayton.
What's up with
You
it?
feel me? What's up with it, bro?
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm just chilling like a villain. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Out here in Vegas.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Doing what we do best once again.
I
You know what I mean?
feel you. I
So,
feel you.
you know what I mean? For those who don't know, Dom Clayton is a legendary visionary photographer, artist, you
Hey,
know what I
man.
mean?
Appreciate
Former
that.
radio personality, you
Yup,
know what I
yup.
mean? So, you know what I mean? Please introduce yourself, my brother, and let the people know who you are and what you're
Yeah,
about.
man. Yeah. So, look, my name's Dominic. I've been at this for a while now, and started in the radio, like you mentioned, and now I'm doing my art thing. Been around the world twice, you know. Now here we are. You know what I mean?
He said he's been around the world twice and back again, y'all. You know what I mean?
Man,
He got the
man.
LA fitted on. You know
You
what I
know, I
mean?
was like, look, I
That's where
take
you
this
at right now?
everywhere. Yeah,
You in
that's
L
where I'm at. You know, I'm out here in Mid City and Los Angeles, if you know, kind of by Culver City, if you know LA.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. So please tell us what got you started on your journey.
man, actually, it started when I was in Korea, and that's where I was around some photographers, and I was teaching English out there, and did my whole thing with that. And met some people, put a camera in my hand, and it was a wrap, And so I did the photography for a long time, and all of a sudden I came back to America and I developed the artwork by basically like creating mirror images of my work, and it just took off. So here we are today, and I got two pieces behind me right here, and like real psychedelic, real interesting looking pieces that spark your mind and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Hmm.
hey, what was it like teaching over in Korea?
Man, that was crazy. It was a good experience. I mean, I look every day I wake up and I miss it. Like, man, hold that place close to my heart. So I was in Seoul, and I went from teaching children, teaching business students, and teaching at a university. So that was all in 3 years, and missed my family and all that. So I decided to come back. But all in all, man, that place, I haven't been back yet, but I'm coming back soon, and hopefully I'll come with an exhibit for y'all.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah. So from Korea to the art, you know what I mean?
right.
How did your experiences affect your art?
I kind of feel like I've done a lot of self-reflecting, right? And taking different things that have happened to me and just really looking within myself to see what I've done right, what I've done wrong, and kind of um, making that into the person I am today. But as far as the art, I view it as like a mirror into your own self, right? It's like a Rorschach test. So basically, you look at it and you see different things, and every day you might see something different, right? And so I just kind of look at it as like a reflection into your own self in that sense. So that's how I tie that together. And sometimes it's some things are nice and pleasant, and sometimes things are a little more dark, and you have to face them. And yeah, so that's where I'm at with it. Like, here's one of my I got a little print right here. It's a little darker image, right? Like kind of real, like psychedelic, real kind of just um kind of has a sense of uh I don't know, but you're gonna have to tell me what you see, right?
Hey,
But
that's like in the
yeah,
movies when the doctor's holding up, like in Blank Man when he's holding up
yeah,
the.
exactly, exactly. You see where I'm going with it?
Oh shit!
And so,
Yeah.
and I got other images like this one. These are my little small prints here. But I take a lot of trees. That's what I work with a lot of. Take a lot of images of trees and turn them into these art pieces. So
Hey, that's cool as hell.
yeah,
That's,
this one
that's
behind me. This is a cave. It's a cave in Arizona and called Antelope Canyon. A lot of people know about that.
so you
But
were
it's like,
actually in the cave
yeah,
and
man.
just
Look,
what I mean, doing your so you
right.
got to
I get to
actually
it.
so you got to get
Right.
out there in the in Mother Nature and
Yes.
just capture her, what I mean,
Right.
at some of her finest works. That's
Right.
amazing. That's
Exactly. And
amazing.
that's what, right. And that's where I'm going with it. I consider my work kind of like a conversation between nature and I. So I take, she treats me well by, exposing me to these things. Sometimes I'm like sitting there and meditating in nature, and all of a sudden, I see the small little details that a lot of people don't see, and capture that, and it turns into my art, and it's really nature's art if you think about it, right? So I'm just like a vessel in a sense.
See,
That's what I
but you got the
consider.
trained eye, you know what I mean?
Right,
So
right,
to the untrained eye, they might not see, you know what
right.
I mean? They might not
Mm-hmm.
see it. That's crazy.
Right,
That's crazy.
right.
So who would you say are some of your biggest artistic influences?
Man, I wasn't. I don't know if I could say like I've been influenced by anybody, because my work is kind of I don't know if I've really seen anybody who does what I do,
Mm,
but
I
I've
haven't.
heard a lot of people who say like a Georgia O'Keeffe. She was an artist, and she used to paint and these like flower looking images. Actually, this one gets the um, people say this one reminds me of her work a lot. But for the most part, yeah, man, I'm kind of in the lane of my own. I don't really see people doing what I do. So, but
So
yeah,
what would you say is your well, hold on. Let me backtrack. Where do
rewind.
you find your actual inspiration to do this from?
Man, it comes from myself, dude. I've always been just, like I I haven't been a big talker, but what I have done is just listen to everything and watched everything. So I would say just me watching the earth and watching nature. And I've always, had my, face out the window as a kid, and always looking at the sky and taking pictures of the sunset and whatnot. So I would say nature's my inspiration, man. Like that's like I feel such a connection with Mother Nature, and it's almost like we're in a relationship in a sense. You know what I mean?
That's
So
what's
and
up. Like,
and so I take myself all over the world. I travel all these, everywhere, man. It's no place where I won't go. So I'm really looking forward. I haven't done a lot this year, but I'm looking forward to, 2024, man. I'm globe trotting, gonna start it up again.
so like what is your creative process like? Like do you sit
So
back and envision like places you want to
right,
go
right,
or you know what I mean? Do you map it out? Like how
right.
does that how do you come about that?
Yeah, so I do map it out. I have a few different jobs. I work as a onboard courier, so I take like products overseas, and so I travel a lot with that job. And if I'm going to an interesting place, I'll make sure to take my camera and see what I can get. Last time I was in Nicaragua, and that was crazy. I couldn't get my camera to Nicaragua, but
They wouldn't let
yeah,
you take
'cause
the camera?
nah, yeah, they kind of
What?
like, yeah, they're real tough out there. But you know, I still, I have my cell phone, so I got a couple of images. They have like a volcano out there, and
Dang, what you mean they don't let people take a camera? What the hell?
man, that's the thing. Like sometimes you got to make sure when you go to these different countries, you got to make sure you know where you're going to, the rules, because hey, you don't want to end up like talking about you got to get back on a plane or give me your camera. So
Damn,
yeah, it's
damn.
like that sometimes.
Or end up like Brittany Griner for bringing a weed pen somewhere you ain't supposed to.
See, I'm saying, all right. Look, I was like, I saw that story, man. My heart went out to her. I'm like, man, Like she should have known, but man, like damn, like what she went through is, man, that's tough. And I know, those hard things that we go through always make us stronger. We always reflect and we learn from them. But yeah, that's a hard lesson to learn.
Hey, like you
Yeah,
said, you got to look up the rules and regulations. You know what I
you
mean? That's
know.
amazing. They don't let nobody bring a damn camera. But they don't want
Right.
no
Well,
tourists there or something.
not no no, because they have a thing out there. It's a repressive government, so they have a what do you call it? Like you can bring a camera, but you can't bring like a heavy duty camera. If it's like one of they look like you coming there to record, I don't know, like what's going on out there. They don't really want that. So they're gonna think I'm like a journalist or something like that.
Oh, I
So
can dig.
yeah, yeah.
So
But
yeah,
I've been to Dubai, and Dubai was cool, man. Yeah, Dubai was a good time. I really liked it out there. And but that's another place. You got to know the rules. You don't want to be out there just, doing whatever. So,
they say that's one of the most notorious vacation spots ever.
yeah.
So they
Yeah,
got
Dubai's dope.
that's
Hmm.
amazing. So,
Yeah.
in your opinion, how would you say art is important to society?
Man, that's a deep question right there, huh? I think it's important to it's really everything, man. It's like the fact that we create. You're a creator. I'm a creator. We're both artists. We kind of basically how am I trying to say this? Like we set the trends. We turn like we take something that people have never seen before and expose them to it, and it's like it becomes this new phenomena in a sense. So I think that the artists are here to create and really evolve our consciousnesses and yeah, so it's we are necessary to really shape the way the world views itself.
Yeah, and it's crazy because art is so timeless in
Right,
itself too. You know what I mean? You
right.
got pieces like the Mona Lisa and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Even you have like the Venetian out here, how in Caesar's Palace when you go in there, they got the whole, you know what I
Right,
mean, ambiance of all that historical stuff. You know what I
right,
mean on the
right,
ceilings, and it's
right.
constantly, you know what I mean, revamped and recreated into something new. So you
Mm-hmm.
know that's pretty amazing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
one thing
And
about the Caesar's Palace, like I noticed, is or you remember the sky, man. I always love that. Like, was it that the Venetian or the Caesar's
that's
Palace or
that's
both
the
of
that's
them?
the yeah, Caesar's Palace and the Forum shops.
Right. I always
Yeah.
love that. Like, damn, how they did that sky on the ceiling.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
You know, they got the Nike
Right.
Town up in there.
Right. You gotta pick
so,
up them Air Maxes and them Jordans.
so in you know what I mean? How can you define success as an artist? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, you know what I mean, we haven't came across a lot of people like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, like you know what I mean? We usually,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, usually when people hear artists, you know what I mean, the first thing they think is rapper or some kind of, you
Right.
know what I mean, something like
Right.
that, you know what I mean? And the
Right.
traditional
Right.
artists such as yourself, you know what I mean, is seems very rare, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
nowadays. So you're definitely in a lane
Right.
of your own.
Yeah, yeah, I think I am. I do like fine art photography, and that's something that, people don't see a lot of people that look like me that does that. So, that in itself says a lot. But I think that I just always prided myself on not doing the normal thing or what people expected, right? Like when I was going to Korea, like people, what are you doing? There's a war out there, Kim
Mhm.
back then it was Kim Jong Il, you know, and people were like nervous about me leaving there, but I came and I went and I conquered, 3 years later, and it's like, man, I really never was afraid to do something that was a little bit different from the norm or what people expected. So yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean. So in your in
And
your in your work as a professional, have you thought about, you know what I mean, conquering societal issues?
um, you know. And that's a hard one, dude, because sometimes I see a lot, man. I read the news. I'm very tapped into what's going on in current events and all that. But it's hard to really find my voice in that lane. And so where I've figured that I can do better is like just creating peace within like people, right? So with my art, I create, a feeling of peace and within our souls in a sense, or and just your daily life. Like you wake up, you see my art hanging in your house or in the gallery, and you feel a sense of just tranquility. And so I think that's where I want to put my mark on the world versus tackling these issues. Although like man, sometimes I mean, of course I do have my opinion on a lot of different things, but I felt that this is where I can find my voice in a sense is through my artwork. So
So essentially, how much do your pieces sell for? That's what when you go to the galleries, that's what you.
yeah, yeah, that's so I do let me preface it by saying this. I do have small pieces available. Like I sell these for like $20, you know. So these are like real like 6x9 little pieces you can put up in your bathroom or your hallways and stuff like that. Now I have other work and I can show you here like this one. Now this is a little more expensive. You see, and this is like you notice it's like acrylic. So this is like a half inch of acrylic, right? And so these pieces are what I exhibit in the galleries for the most part. And yeah, I call this one Heart of Nature. So yeah, that's that.
You can see the heart at the bottom. That's crazy.
Right. You can see that, right?
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So, and all this stuff really happens by chance a lot of times. Like, I'll see the stuff in while I'm editing the piece. So it's these are like you notice like it's a here's the mount, so it's pretty heavy duty stuff, right? And these are like heavy. So I have some that are a lot bigger and more expensive, but they range from anywhere from about um 5,000 to 2,000. So and then those are the acrylic pieces. And then I have these ones behind me that are about 1,500 to about 2,500.
So essentially, how much time do you have to put in to create just one piece? You know what I mean? Because it sounds
Right.
like it takes a
Well,
lot of time.
yeah, it does. I mean, it takes a lot of time. You have to include like me going to these places, traveling to these exotic destinations. So I would say like after all that, each piece probably takes me about like 15 hours, just all together, like going to the place, visiting, taking the shot, coming back, editing the pieces. Um, and then I get them made with the acrylic. Um, and yeah, so yeah, about like 10, 15 hours.
Now I know you had a event.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So how do those come about? Like, did you collab with other artists, or like
Hmm.
there's like a network? You know what I mean
Yeah,
of its own.
yeah. So lately I've been doing this like a lot of these group shows, and a lot of times somebody reaches out to me on Instagram, hey, we got this group show I want you to be a part of, stuff like that. So it's really just kind of Instagram is where I do a lot of my connections and all that. So you can go to my Instagram at Twisted Nature Art. So Twisted Nature Art and check out my stuff.
Oh
Yeah,
hell
yeah,
yeah! So
yeah.
and you have more events coming up, or
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff planned. Still, a lot of stuff in the works. So yeah, I'll let everybody know, what I got going. Visit the Instagram, got the website too, twistednaturegallery.com. So check that out. I'll put up all the shows up there too.
do you have any future like destinations that you're trying to go capture from? You know what I mean?
Man,
There's so many
for
places in
sure.
the world. You know.
Yeah, man. I'll be going to North Carolina pretty soon. there's like these trees out there, these like big banyan trees, like man, like just super dope. So like I take that, I see a like tree that I want to capture, I'll book a flight and go there just to do that, and come home like the next 2 days or something. So it's I really there's a lot of places I want to go. Let's see, out of the states, I would say I want to go to Australia. Australia is one of those places. I've never been to Africa, and that's really where I want to go. Um, to Africa, to Kenya, um, to like South Africa, to I'll go to Zambia. I'll go everywhere. So I really want to get a more like I want to visit all 7 continents in my lifetime. So I'm hoping to do that. But yeah, definitely Africa and Australia so far.
The
Yeah, that's
motherland,
my hit list. Yeah, I
the
gotta get to
brother
the
man, and the
motherland.
motherland.
Absolutely.
So how do you
Yeah,
balance your, what I mean, like a work life balance? You know what I mean? Because you obviously have to find balance. You know what I mean, and
right,
time to
right,
do this stuff. You know what I mean. Not
right,
everybody
right,
can just pick up. You know what I mean, and just say, hey, I'm going to. You know what I
right.
mean. So I would assume you have to really properly plan. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because you live in LA. LA is pretty expensive.
Man, it is. I'm telling you, man. It's expensive out here, but I guess I got a lot of like part-time work, I can go in whenever I want to or whenever I can pick up a job. So with this logistics position, they send me different, like today they sent me a job to like I don't know where was it, San Antonio. And so I like basically try to vie for that job. And so every day or I wake up, I might be going to some other place, which is pretty cool. So
What is your most favorite piece that you've created thus far?
favorite, man, that's a tough question, dude, because I can't really that's a hard one to answer. Let me think. I would say I'm gonna show you this one. Hold on one second. I'm gonna show you the first piece I ever created is probably going to be my favorite one. And so this one is it. And I call it duality, right? And so basically, it was here was the natural image. And then I just twist it and turn it into onto itself and kind of make it like a dual image like that. But this was the first piece that I did, and this is probably my favorite one, I would say, just for the simple fact of that, real interesting looking. Like if you look closer, almost looks like it's a man in like a tuxedo or something. So yeah, real fascinating stuff I create. But I would say that one, and this is probably one of my favorites too, right here. This one I call ethereal, and it just looks crazy. And just really takes your mind on a journey, and that's what I really like with these pieces.
That is
So
amazing.
yeah, appreciate it, brother.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So I mean,
So
and really, I can't even. I have so much; it's hard to even answer that. But I got let's see what else we got. Here, let me show you this one real quick. All right, this is one of my favorite ones right here. You see this? This one I call Illumin. And yeah, hold on, let's get that light out there. Yeah, you can see it like that. Yeah. So, this one was that same cave and just a different a little different area, different perspective. And so yeah, this one it kind of has that like dark feel to it, but also like with the light around it, you recognize that the light always illuminates the darkness. So that's what I call that one. Fly right there, right?
hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, and this is one of these acrylic ones I was telling y'all about. And see how it's like a half inch of acrylic on top of the image.
Woo.
Yeah, and it's heavy too. So, You're gonna need, make sure you don't hurt your back putting this one up in your house, right? Yeah, it's about 30 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this
Oh
one is
yeah.
probably more like 40 pounds actually.
Can
Yeah, so
you
that's that.
would you be able to tell us about a project that, didn't go as planned? You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
how'd you recover from it?
man, I'm gonna tell you like the most like the I had this group show I was gonna be a part of, and it was gonna be in Hollywood. It's probably gonna be the biggest showcase. And this was in 2019, and so you already know what happened. And the whole world shut down the week before the show happened, and that killed me, man. And all of a sudden, the COVID restrictions and the pandemic and all that. So the show got canceled, and that hurt my heart because I was like, dang, what's gonna, you didn't know what to expect, right? Like we just, um, yeah, we didn't know what to expect. Like we just out here like, dang, the world shut down. Everybody's in the house, and I didn't even have the studio yet, so I was yeah, that hurt, man. But I'll tell you what is through it all, I just made sure to just keep going and never give up. A lot of people around me always encourage me to keep going and keep doing my thing, and that's where I'm at today. So I'm glad I didn't listen to myself when I was thinking like, dang, I can't even do this no more. Like, what we're not gonna have galleries as we know it. But turns out we're coming back, and it's definitely glad I didn't give it up. So,
Sometimes we can be our worst critic. How do you handle
hmm
criticism? You know what I mean? Because there's
man,
always going to
well,
be people that don't like what you do,
dude,
or you know what I
right,
mean,
right. As
or
an
don't find
artist, man,
value.
like you really, I think that you just have to differentiate like which criticism is really like non-constructive. Sometimes people just trying to tear you down, and then sometimes people really have something good to say. And so I always make sure to open my ears up to what people have to say, regardless, if it's negative or positive. Some people just shut down, like, man, you ain't positive. I don't want to hear it. But for me, it's like, okay, I want to give you, a chance to explain yourself. And if you have a good explanation on why you don't care for it or what could be better, it's I'm all ears, right? But some people just want to tear you down, and if I get that kind of vibe, then it's like you take it with a grain of salt, right? So um, I think art is really important that you always have like a growth mindset and always, you can switch it up and do something different. So I never close my mind to just other things or doing things differently or, like for the longest, I didn't want to make these small prints, but, here they go and they've been selling pretty well. So it's, it definitely is, you, you just have to differentiate who to listen to and who not to. It's just that's on you. But
Absolutely,
if you're not listening to nobody, then all of a sudden, you got your head in the sand. If you listen to too many people, you just going whichever way people are going to lead you this way that way. So there's a sort of balance in that, and that you find as an artist, right?
how do
And so,
you
of
how do
course,
you
like people who have been doing it for a long time, it's like, yeah, like they're gonna have a sort of more weight to what they're saying, right?
absolutely,
So, yeah,
absolutely, how do you stay motivated? You
man,
know what I mean? Because most people
you
give
know,
up, you know what I mean, or they
right,
lose
right.
momentum, you know.
hmm I would say, man, staying motivated, it's really the people, dude. Honestly, like the people who see my work and who feel that emotion from it, like that's what keeps me motivated. Because I couldn't do it without that, right? It's like, because I just think, oh man, I just do this. Nobody really likes it. But then, you post it up and you see how like people are like really like taken aback and like touched by my work. And I would say when I see that, that's when I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm doing something right, you know? And so it gives me motivation to keep going for sure.
How has your family been supportive of your journey?
Man, they show up to every show. You know, like they be coming out here. There a lot of them in Las Vegas, a lot of them out here, so they show up to my show, and my grandmother, my mom, everybody comes through, so it's real
That's
nice.
what's up. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
That's good support. I know that can keep
right.
you motivated within itself. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
fam. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Especially when your fam is supporting you, because not everybody's family is as supportive as they should be. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right, right.
because sometimes family has their own vision of what they feel
Mm,
you should
mm-hmm.
be
Your
doing.
life should be. Yeah, yeah,
So that's actually amazing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
How do you continue to sharpen your skills though?
Oh man, I a lot of YouTube. I do see a lot of things on the internet about different ways, like photography wise and whatnot. So a lot of tutorials I'm doing on different methods or different like um, just different ways of doing play to different places. I that's how I stay sharp too, is like having new places to travel, right? And expanding my expanding the you know like just the places that I normally would go to. And so I definitely want to like I said, like the going to Africa is one of the things that I've always wanted to go. So I would look at like tutorial, or like not tutorials, but just like people, like different places that they go to, and they, vlog their experiences there. And so I definitely do my research, and that's one of the ways I stay sharp, and always looking to travel and go new places and capture different things in nature. So
Hey, yeah, yeah. Hey,
yeah,
you gotta make sure you go hit Jamaica too.
yeah,
Hey,
man.
for those who don't know, man, we went on a sick ass cruise. You know what I mean? Back in the day
Man,
to Jamaica. You know what I mean? The
that
Caribbean.
was
You
dope.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I
Hmm.
often think about those times, and we saw some cool shit. You know what I mean? Back then.
Right.
So you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Swimming in beautiful water, man. Dude,
Water
I
clear, you
miss
know
it
what I
out there.
mean? You can see the
Mm.
bottom, you know what I mean? That's how clear the water is out in those ways, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you been able
And
to find collaborative artists, you know what I mean, that want to work with you, you know what I mean, at these
yeah,
galleries?
yeah. Right, yeah. So I have a lot of artists. We, got some plans of doing like some group shows and whatnot. Um I haven't had anybody that I can collaborate with like on a regular, but definitely seeing different people's work, and what has been pretty cool to we got some stuff in the work. So
That's cool. That's cool.
yeah,
And I meant to ask this question a few questions ago, but
yeah.
what is your process when you critique your own work? You know what I mean?
Ooh, critiquing my own work, that's hard because I mean, I'll tell you this: some of the work that I've critiqued, or like some pieces that I don't like, I always get a second, like another eye. So a lot of times when I'm creating a new piece, I won't even like it, but I'll show it to somebody else, and they're like, "I freaking love this! Is amazing," you know. And so I definitely make sure that my voice or my thoughts is not the end all be all. I get opinions from people close to me, and see what they think. Even if a piece I don't even like it, but I'll show it to somebody else, and it's the most amazing thing they've ever seen, right? So, and I'm like, really? I didn't like it at all. I was about to throw it out, but somehow. So I think just having that second eye is really helpful. Actually, I want to show you this. Um, this piece I got here. It's probably one of my most popular ones. All right. this piece is crazy because I wasn't even gonna use this one, and it's actually become the most popular one. But you see that?
Damn.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, it's turning right there. Yeah.
What the hell?
So you
How
see
did you
that?
capture that?
Right. Yeah. So this one was in Malibu, and if you know, Malibu has a whole lot of traffic, and so coming from there was like crazy. I was doing some work and some delivery or something. This was years ago, and basically I was like, yo, I'm gonna just go. I got my camera with me. I'm gonna just sit on the beach, and so like I just was looking at this little pool that was kind of on the shore, and it was real still, right? And I was just started throwing stuff and capturing it and yeah. So this is what I came up with. So people see a lot of different stuff in this one, um, but yeah. It's
That is
pretty cool. I
amazing.
call this one vibrations of love because you see all like the little vibrations in the center look pretty crazy, right?
You gotta have a sharp eye to catch something like that, and that's
Hey man, I
crazy because
appreciate you.
you're catching stuff that most people would actually probably overlook, or you know what I mean. When they see it, they might freeze and forget to,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. Because I do it all the time. I'm out and about, and I might see something cool that I want to take a picture of, or something happening, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
freeze. And I'm like, damn, I should have got that on camera. When versus somebody
Right.
like you were already ready, you know what I mean, to
Mm-hmm.
capture it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
straight up.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. What
Mm-hmm.
is the most
Gotta
important
stay ready.
skill you have to have
I
as an
would
artist?
say as an artist, I would say, well, as far as what I capture,
Absolutely.
um, I would say that I've, I have like sort of a stillness within myself, right? And so I'm able to see things and really process it so like real naturally and like real quick. Like I'll see something and I'll see it happen and I'm like, okay, that's going that way. This is going that way. Boom. Get my camera, focus, shoot it. And a lot of people don't necessarily have that stillness. They're so busy and got to be doing this, got to be doing that. They're not able to just let that, just feel that peace within yourself. So I would say my ability to meditate and find that stillness within myself, it really helps, with my art. So
That is amazing. That is amazing.
yeah, yeah,
That is
yeah,
amazing. So in a
yeah.
sense, you have to be very patient. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta be patient. Um, Sometimes like I'll have an idea of what I want to get. I'll be like in a forest or something, and I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I'll just chill out and get to meditating and it just comes to me. Like a lot of times, little details really pop out when after meditation. So.
I'm assuming
Mhm.
none of this comes easy. So, what other challenges have you had, and how are you able to overcome?
Mm, challenges, man. Well, they never stop, really. You know, um, there's always some kind of challenge or another, but I would say that just having that resilience inside, just making sure I never give up. And art is something, man, I could do it. It's timeless. And so having that like realization that, yo, I'm gonna be doing this until I'm 80, right? And so I'm not I don't get too caught up in like the now and like, oh, I'm not, my art isn't big enough to, buy me my mansion yet, but yet it's big enough to, have a little studio and do my thing and, right here in LA. So, it's all progress, man. You gotta make sure that you're just always making progress and little by little, and one day you wake up and like, hey, look what I created, right? So and never being and never being afraid too. That's a big thing because a lot of times you're like, damn, I don't
Absolutely.
know what are people gonna think? Like, you know, I'm a black dude making nature art. Like, I don't think it's gonna hit like that. But I don't care. It's me. I like it. If I like it, someone else will like it, right? And so,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah. So that's probably where I find a lot of comfort in just knowing that I'm never afraid to try anything different.
So in a sense,
Hmm.
this is, you know what I mean, your self-expression, your way of
Right.
giving the world who you are, you know what I mean,
Right.
as a man, a black man, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? I can see you're definitely in a lane of your own, you know what I
Hey
mean?
man, I appreciate that, brother.
Because when
Appreciate
we
that.
first saw some of your pieces a while ago, we were like, you know what I mean? We were like, hey man, what's he doing? What he on
Right.
now? You know what I mean? It's crazy how
Right.
it's transformed into what it is now. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
before we were seeing you online, you were just out taking pictures. You know what I mean? And you were just
Right.
out and about. We were, you know what I mean? We didn't know what was really going on. So, you know
Hmm.
what I mean? The vision that you created for yourself, you know what I mean? We're able to see now. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
And
Right. Right.
I could definitely see some of those pieces hanging up everywhere. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like this is something that's really gonna take off. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hmm.
Especially with, you know what I mean, people, and you also appeal to you know what I mean, a younger crowd with the looks and everything too. You know what I mean? I could see some of that stuff on
Yeah.
t-shirts. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
You know what I mean, murals on the side of a building. You know what I mean? Like just
Hmm.
really cool shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Actually, yep. Yep. I did. I had a little like some T-shirts I was making too, and so I don't have too much of the clothing anymore, but I definitely, just never being afraid, like just trying new things and seeing what hits. That's where it's at, You gotta just see, because you never know. Like that one little thing, you don't even like. I mentioned about the other art pieces I don't like. Like this one was the most popular one I've had, and I didn't even like it at first. You know, so you just never know,
I,
man.
I've definitely had that happen. You know what I mean, on the
Right,
music side. You know what I
right, the
mean.
music.
Some of the songs that I might overlook on my album, people be I'm like, what? You know what
Right.
I mean? You like that was my least favorite joint that I recorded for the album, but you know what I mean. Thank you.
Right,
You know what I mean.
right. That's how
But
it goes, man.
so tell people once again where they can find you, where they can locate you. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean.
So you got my art. It's at Twisted Nature Art and on Instagram, and then you have also I got a photography page, Dom Harris Photography. You can check that out too. Um, Also website twistednaturegallery.com. So you can find me on any of those. And but Twisted Nature Art, that's my main thing. So if you want to check out the art, go ahead and visit Twisted Nature Art.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So people, there you
yeah,
have it. You know what I mean? You've been introduced to the man, Dom Clayton,
yeah.
you know what I mean, and his art, you know what I mean, his gallery.
Man,
He's gonna continue to strive and
that's
push
right.
forward and keep giving these dope visuals that we have seen today. You know what I mean? So definitely tap in and tell a friend, you know what I mean, and get with them, you know what I mean, and purchase and support, you know what I mean. That would be helpful, you know what I mean, and very appreciated, you know what I mean. And we're gonna get ready to get up out of here, you know what I mean, so we can do what we do. And if you don't like it, sorry, not sorry, you know what I mean, because we gonna keep doing the damn thing for show. You're with JoJo for show. You know what I mean? Dom Clayton. You know what I
Hey,
mean? And we're gonna sign out. You know what I mean? Dom, stick around for a little bit so we can chop it up. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because
man.
I might need one of them pieces my damn self.
Hey,
But
look,
you know
man,
what
I
I mean?
appreciate you, dude, for having me on, bro.
You already know. And to
All
the
right.
rest of y'all, peace. We gone.